I was really nervous coming in today to even film for the first time in studio. I had been a guest on many podcasts before. I had spoken on stages. I had taught rooms full of people. I've even helped clients launch podcasts. But when it actually came to launching my own, I was absolutely shitting myself. So many stories around being seen and perfectionism and fear of judgment started to kind of pull in as soon as I had to kind of rip the band-aid off and start filming and recording in studio. And it's during those times where that I tend to realize in myself, and also you might see it as well, where we want to quit because it's so uncomfortable. It starts to create all of these uncomfortable feelings that maybe it's not going to go the way it was meant to be planned. Maybe we make mistakes. Maybe people will not enjoy it. And it often starts to cloud us being able to show up and give our best, or even to start in the first place, because we get stuck in the story. And so this episode's a personal one to me because I wanted to share a little bit about the raw reality of what it was like launching a podcast in the first place, why I wanted to do it, and some of the things that tend to come up in lots of different phases of life that I think would be relevant to for you guys that are listening. And so to kick things off, I wanted to share a bit of a story about where this kind of came from for me and where it might be for you as well. So before, many years ago, my previous life, I was a police officer. And one of the things that we were taught is you had to be 100% certain in so many different things. And what that meant in the police having 100% certainty, needing beyond reasonable doubt evidence, we had no room for error, which meant that anytime there was a possibility of a mistake, we wouldn't progress, or we would have to make sure we had all 100% before we did something, because it could be someone's life at risk. And where that kind of showed up for me starting a podcast is that you're never going to be 100% ready in anything. And I noticed this in business with a lot of my clients. I noticed this in various ways in my own life as well, that I was always seeking and searching for that 100% perfection before I actually pressed go. And there is just never going to be a case in business that is perfection, and it will stop me from completing all the things I wanted to achieve in life if I continued down that path. And so something that I wanted to embody this year was something called the 51% rule. I believe I heard it from Mel Robbins to start with, but essentially means that if I can get to 51% in certainty, 51% in confidence, in knowing that this would become something, I would progress forward. And I found that by having 51% mindset, it meant that I would be dipping into so much discomfort because there's like 49% from perfection in there. But it meant that I was closer to achieving what I wanted because I was actually taking action rather than waiting for that 100%. And so today, with all of the fears and the limiting beliefs about being seen and judgment, I showed up anyway. I had all these grand plans about scripting. I had all these grand plans about the questions I wanted to ask, and none of it goes to plan. But that's okay because I'm 51% there. And I know, looking at data, which I love, looking at data in all sorts of spaces, in marketing, in podcasting now, and also in my clients' results, there's always a story behind it. And I get to learn and evolve and rip the band-aid off multiple times and layers to be able to get to that point that I will then feel comfortable as we start to do this more often. And for anyone that's wanting to do some serious work on themselves, launching a podcast is one of the biggest, most healing ways that I have found in myself to move past some of these beliefs. And I know for you guys, one of the things that sets high achievers apart, and what I had the experience of working in sales teams and with some of my clients, is they are able to take messy action quickly rather than getting stuck in the detail. Some of the people and the clients that I love working with are those that identify that they've got blocks in the way. They know that they've got some stories hidden there. They know that their performance isn't at their best, but they are able to draw resources from people, from myself, to be able to come up and say, hey, I'm not able to implement this. I'm getting scared. And they understand that there's something there that they're trying to work through, and we do it. And I love seeing those breakthroughs with those people, that we are able to go and move mountains because we've just shifted some mindset. We've shifted some of the things that are really uncomfortable and messy, and we've done it anyway. And then looking back in hindsight, we're able to go, wow, I'm sitting in a studio recording a podcast that I've been dreaming about for 10 years and I've been so scared to do. And today I took that 51% rule and I just did it, knowing full well that it's not going to be perfect, knowing full well that I'll make mistakes, knowing full well that there will be people out there that judge in their own way. And knowing full well that those that are the ones that are likely not doing as well as what we are and are almost wanting what we have put ourselves forward to do. And so I guess the key message today is to rip the Band-Aid off. If there's something that you're wanting to do, if you're wanting to start that business, if you're wanting to take the leap on something that's so incredibly scary, but you know you've been dreaming of and you don't want to get to the end of your life and think, I just wish I had taken that 51% chance, I really want you to reflect on it and go, how can I? It's funny, the process is really simple. It's literally, if I have a dream that I want to do, how do I get there? And I start taking the first step. That's 51% to me. If I know I want to try something, and it may be something different next month, and maybe something different in 5 years' time. Maybe it's just, igniting something in me to get curious and try something. Maybe it's something I've wanted to try for such a long time. As soon as I go, that's what I want to do, and I take that first step, that's the 51. And then I know that's all it needs. The rest is process. The rest is overcoming the beliefs that stop us. And I know it's in those moments where when I am feeling scared and nervous and wanting to quit because I'm so worried, it's generally because I care so much about it and I should really, really do it. So if you are like me and you are getting stuck and bogged down in that perfectionism or struggling to take action and not knowing how to move forward, I want you to ground yourself and think of that 51% rule. And you will see this in all my episodes as they come out. Every single one that I'm bringing out, I will be embodying that 51% rule as well. And so by doing that, you'll give yourself the opportunity that when you get to the end of your life and you look back, you know for sure that everything that you did, you took action on. So if you are like me and you are struggling to take some action, maybe procrastination's slipping in and you're feeling so nervous about putting yourself out there, you're worried about failing, I just want you to remember the 51% rule, that if you have an idea, you have a dream of something that you're wanting to achieve, all you need to do is take one action beyond the dream. Make one plan, make one thing that moves the needle forward, and you're at that 51%. And I want you to remember that when you are thinking of all the things that you want to achieve in your life, that when you look back, I want you to be so proud that you have tried and taken everything possible to move yourself to achieve the things that you always wanted to do.